Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1415 of What's She Up To Now. Just sharing and documenting the journey as I've transitioned in businesses from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business, and then back and forth again, and helping businesses to grow and build and supersize. Some brand new starting out. We're working with a new group of investors who are just starting their investment business, as well as people that have been in business and are making 7 and 8 figures and beyond. So it's really fun. Being online is very different than being offline, and I thought that I would be immune to some of the pitfalls that people fall into. Yet, lo and behold, as I've been experiencing my journey, I have found that I have gone in some of the learning loops and shiny object syndrome and the other things that people talk about online that I was like, why do marketers talk about that? Well, it's because when we're doing something new, we fall prey to these pitfalls, these potholes, these things we can fall in. So I do this little video journal actually for myself as well as for the people that I work with that are interested, to share, the mistakes I've made so that you don't have to, is how I look at it. I think about and share different pieces of content every day. Every day I share an idiom. For the month of December, we're doing Christmas related or holiday related or cold weather related idioms, because there aren't really very many idioms about December. There's like the May December romance kind of thing was the only one I found when I Googled to look up idioms for December. So then, of course, I had to stretch my meaning out a little bit. And so we looked for cold and things like that. So dead of winter was our idiom for today. It's been around since the 16th century. And again, in the 1807, Washington Irving used it in his Salmagundi or something. But Shakespeare used it in Twelfth Night. And it's been used, multiple times and probably hundreds of thousands of times since then. I know I've said dead of winter, meaning, hey, the middle of winter, when it's the darkest, coldest part of the winter, right in the heart, in the midst of it all. And so we tied that to business and how does supersizing and growing your business in the dead of winter? Where are you in your journey of supersizing and growing your business? Are you in the beginning stages? Are you in the middle stages and making progress, or are you somewhere along the way, or are you in the final stages of supersizing and growing your business and creating the entity and the legacy that you want to move on from someday? And you can tell that by doing audits and measuring where you are versus where you want to be, and taking little litmus tests and little measurement tests. Is your profitability, are your processes, systems, people, teams, leadership, etc., where you want them to be? Can your business run without you? The key to supersizing your business is, if you go down because you're sick or hurt or injured, will your business still exist without you? Back in the day, that wasn't necessarily true for me. When I was in corporate America, if I wasn't there, if I wasn't working, I wasn't getting an income. That's the problem with the job. But with my businesses, I made sure that I set them up. And not all of them. I made that mistake early on of not setting them up so they could run without me. But as I was working in corporate America, I had to set systems and processes in place that they could run when I wasn't there, because I wasn't there most of the time. I was working my day job while my side hustles were running in different industries, different businesses. And then when I had my sudden cardiac arrest, that was a true test of, had I done a good job with my processes and systems in terms of the business being able to run without me. And my son stepped right in, and the business ran perfectly fine, and probably even better in some areas and aspects without me there for a year, because I had a lot of recovery and a lot of different things I needed to do as part of that event. So dead of winter was our idiom today. I guess I wasn't clear that dead of winter meant the middle of winter. It's defined as the middle of winter. I thought it was just, in the depths of the coldest and darkest part of the winter, how long winter can feel sometimes. But that's pretty close. Our Get Up and Go challenge today was day 14 of our 10th free 30+ day Get Up and Go challenge since the pandemic started. It's just my way of giving back and keeping myself moving and help other people to keep moving during a time when everything around us is telling us just to stop, hibernate, don't pay attention to anything but the media, don't think for yourselves. And that's the opposite of what I and people that I work with want to do. We want to keep moving. We want to get up and go. We want to keep moving forward no matter what is going on around us. Because guess what? It seems like crazier than usual going on around us, but there's always been distractions and craziness and goofy thoughts and goofy people doing stupid things out in the world while we're just doing our own thing. And I think it's important that we stay on our path, stay on our course, do what we know is right, and continue to keep doing our own thing and setting the example for the rest of the world. Because is as negative as some people are setting examples and warnings, we need a bunch of people doing just the opposite. I think that entrepreneurs are the hope for the future, because government's proving that it definitely isn't. Politicians have been proving for decades that they are not the answer to anything. Ruling class and elites is BS. So our daily challenge today, our annual challenge this year, is to do one thing every day that centers us. So we're getting to know ourselves better, becoming more self-aware. And it was about, it's really a good one. I really like this one. It says, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. This was said by Carl Gustav Jung, and we're sharing what irritated us today and then what it had us look at in ourselves. Because I warn people all the time, when you're posting things and sharing things and commenting on things on social media, your comments are a reflection of you, whether you believe it or not. It's what I warned my kids about in emails and digital messaging from the time that's been part of their whole life. It's new to the older ones of us, but it's been part of like my kids' whole life. You have to pay attention to what you do, what you say, because somebody or something's always watching. And even if they weren't, you have to be true to yourself, because you always know if you're behaving above your line or below your line. You always know whether anybody's watching or not. And it chips away at your personal integrity, your self-esteem, your belief in yourself, your confidence, everything, if you're not behaving in ways that are consistent with how you really feel and how you really want to show up in the world. So we forget as humans a lot of the time, or it takes us till some of us are 50 to understand and learn that what bothers us or what we comment on or what we judge out in the world is a reflection of what we're thinking about inside, what we are inside. So if you're and I'll go there. If you're making snide, rude, name-calling, prejudiced comments and bullying people online, what does that say about you? If you're commenting on other people's opinion and acting as if only you have a right to opinion and your opinion is the right opinion and nobody else gets to think anything other than exactly what you think and believe, what does that say about you? You're showing everyone in the world what you are. I think it's interesting and really revealing that people show us exactly who they are if we're willing to look and see. These politicians they're behaving in inappropriate, illegal, immoral, terroristic, violating non-American, not caring for the people that they're supposed to represent and only out for themselves ways. Guess what? There's a whole lot of the population that sees them for who they are and their evil ways. And they're just showing us, and they think that everyone is so stupid we don't see it, and that they're somehow above the good versus evil thing. So I think it's kind of mind-boggling, but the truth is, anybody who's thinking for themselves sees what's actually trying to go on in the world, and we're not going to allow it. It's not going to stand, because I personally believe good always trumps evil in every area and aspect of our lives over the long run. Maybe the short run, evil gets a win here and there, right? But for the most part, good will always triumph over evil. That's my belief, and I choose to believe it. I'm going to continue to believe it probably till the day I die, because what's the alternative? Thinking that evil gets to win? Not going to buy into that. All right, I digress. I am going to go do my work for the day. I've been hanging out with my granddaughter and doing other things that are getting ready for the holidays. Finally got the tree up last night. I hate to admit that. I don't think I have ever put the Christmas tree up so late. This has been one of those just strange years. Even stranger than 2019. I had COVID, but I still got the tree up early. And the same true last year. We had the tree up a lot earlier too. So I don't know what happened this year. I guess babies in the house and all kinds of craziness going on. If I can help you anyway, if you've got a question, a problem, a concern, ask. Don't just sit with it and freeze with it and not do anything. That's the worst thing you can do, especially this time of year when it's cold and you want to just curl up in a blanket and not do anything. Don't let that happen to you. Join the Get Up and Go Challenge. It's free, 30 days. All of the previous Get Up and Go challenges are available on the Facebook Get Up and Go Challenge page. And in the group, the Facebook, the private group, Facebook, you have to share your email and say you're not going to spam. But otherwise, they're all in there in order under the guides, the different guides. They used to be called units. Now they're guides. Different guides. You can go in and search different topics if you want, or you can go and see the previous challenges and how we have been getting up and going every day in spite of all the craziness that's going on in the world. All right. Have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow.